What's up, family? You're tuned in to Real Ass Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in to our brand new shows this week. We truly appreciate it. Join the virtual studio with the man himself, Mr. James John. How you doing, my brother?
Brother, I feel great to be here. Like I said last show, it's a year of taking stock in my life and being thankful. So I'm thankful to be right here on Real Ass with you people listening to us. I appreciate all y'all out there. All y'all.
Good, man. James taking chicken stock in his life, bro. Hey.
That's a bullion. That's a bullion.
That booyah.
Booyah.
Hey, but speaking of that, dude, we were talking the other day. I did not know you were back on the 75 hard.
Yes. Now,
Yeah, he was
Like the
sweating.
whole thing
He was
or a
sweating.
variation of it.
the whole thing. The whole thing.
Right.
He's pot
75
committed.
hard means you work out twice a day for 45 minutes each time. You drink a gallon of water. You read 10 pages of nonfiction, and you take a picture of your progress. And that's what I'm doing again, man. It works so well for me, Ken. I want to see how in shape I can get. I'm going to tell y'all this. I went to the doctor. I'm a diabetic. So A1C is a big deal when I have a conversation with my doctor. Last year, my A1C was at 8.3. No lie. Now it's at 6.1 and normal is 6. So, bro, my goal this year is to get off of diabetes medication. I'm gonna see if I can do it through 75
man.
hard, man.
When he said A1C, I thought that was like a type of Kool-Aid. I didn't
Yeah.
know that was actually a thing.
Yeah. Hey, I thought A1C the road that Vanilla Ice live on.
Yeah. A1DC. That's a rock man, right?
A1DC, yo. That other voice you hear, man, is our lawyer himself from the law office of Kaufman and Lynn, man. My brother, Mr. Jeff Kaufman. How you doing, my friend?
That's funny.
You know, I get to perform, I get to dance with you guys, and Thursday we'll be dancing again, so I have no complaints.
That's
Amen.
good, man. That's good. Hey, man, I gotta do a melancholy. Ain't that right? That's the right word, melancholy.
Yeah,
Am I saying it
melancholy.
right? Yo, to somebody near and dear to me that passed away, bro.
Oh,
Apollo Creed gone, bro.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
Yo,
right.
Yeah.
this how crazy it is. So
There ain't gonna be no rematch.
ain't gonna
Yep.
be no rematch. I don't want one.
Yeah. Let me tell you why him passing it hits so many people. It hits people that were fans of 80s action movies. It hits geeks like us who are fans of Mandalorian. It touched everybody. He was well known and beloved by so many different facets of this country. God bless him and his family, man. Prayers, thoughts, and prayers out to the
Yeah.
people around him. But Carl Weathers, man, I grew up.
Apollo
Yo,
watching
Creed.
it.
Yo,
Apollo
dude,
Creed,
what's
man.
crazy is me and my partner at work, Eric, man, we quote Rocky movies all day.
Oh my gosh.
All
Oh
day.
my
And so
gosh.
he messages me. He like, yo, Apollo Creed died. I say, Michael B. Jordan? Because I'm not thinking, I'm really
Yeah.
not thinking.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, bro, Carl Weathers. I say, oh, dang, that's even worse, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So, yeah, like you said,
Bro.
man, rest in
You were
peace
just looking
to
for the
brother.
DVD Action Jackson, weren't you?
Yeah, I actually ended up
Yes.
buying it on Prime, and I can't get through it. These 80 movies is terrible.
Oh, they're bad. They're bad.
Look, man, I keep telling y'all the 80s is a horrible decade,
Yes.
bruh.
American Ninja. Remember those? 1, 2,
Ooh.
3, 4.
It is hands down the most overrated decade out there. Every time
Commando.
let's do an 80s party. Man, nobody want that trash.
No.
It's the most overrated decade of all decades, bro. It
For
really
real?
is. You don't think so, James? James, what you think? You don't think the 80s is the most overrated decade of all time?
I have so many fond memories of the 80s, and it's good. I love looking back and saying how horrible some things that we did were. Like the fashion was horrible. We had Jerry curls. We was wearing parachute pants. We was wearing tube socks and that you could see so we could break dance in them. We were wearing Pumas, suede ones. We were wearing shell tops. We were doing
Hey,
it's just great.
One
to
hit
look back.
wonders, man. One hit
One-hit
wonders. That was the
wonders,
thing.
yeah.
I'm talking about tons of one-hit wonders, bro. Tons. To the point where I'm an 80s baby. I'm mad overrated, bro.
You are so funny. You are so
Hey, you're
mad
forgetting
overrated.
also Michael Jackson, Prince, Lionel Richie. That was their biggest time during those 80s.
Yes, the 80s, man. We did have some pretty good music in the 80s, man. We did stuff that you still can hear to this day. You're like, oh man, I remember that, man. Oh,
And
that was a
John,
good
but
song.
and not the action movies, but like John Hughes movies. Ferris
Yes,
Bueller,
coming
16
of age
Candles.
movies. That was the 80s. Was that the 80s was the best time for coming of age movies? Stand by Me, like those kind of movies, man. That really resonate with you.
Man, I wish them kids would have got hit by a train.
Wow.
I ain't got now be the 80s train. It ain't nothing you can tell me about the 80s. I won't debunk right now, bro.
Wow.
I hate everything about I hate the number 80.
Who hurt you, man?
Hammer Time. Come on. We had Hammer Time.
Man,
Hammer
I
time?
hit hammer with a hammer.
That's funny.
I don't
Okay,
want to
that's
hear
funny.
nothing, B. Hey, and Michael Jackson touched them kids. That's how much I hate
Hey,
the 80s, bro.
Well, that was in the 90s. He touched those kids in the 90s.
Hate the 80s. Everything about the 80s terrible, bro.
Oh my god.
For real.
Y'all,
Yeah,
wow.
man.
He was hanging out with Webster in the 80s. That's it. That's the one.
Lord have mercy.
And then like 80s is probably the most overrated, but the worst decade ever is the 60s. Because they was just assassinating people in the 60s.
Oh,
you
man.
was just getting murdered in the 60s, bro, and not going to jail.
Yeah.
They were just murking people in the 60s, bro. They ain't care.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the person who would do it, they would kill immediately afterwards.
That's right. That's right. Hey, no
Shoot.
loose ends.
Bruh,
Yes.
I'm telling you, dude, you go look at CNN does those 60s, 70s, 80s, the shows, and you go look at the 60s, besides like political assassinations, the KKK can just come to your house, take you out the house and kill you. Like the 60s was like,
It's a wild time.
it was a
wild
wild
time.
time. The 60s
You're not lying
was
about
off
that, Ken.
bro. The 60s was off the chain. Like we was happy when the 70s got here. We was like, give us the drugs and free sex, because if we had to deal with that, we had to deal with that. I need LSD and Harry.
That, you know what, Ken? You might have stumbled into a very prolific line. The fact that it was so crazy in the 60s because they was assassinating, killing people. We had to do drugs. In
You
the
had
70s.
to.
That's funny,
You
bro.
had to, bro. Dang.
Free
Listen,
love.
dude.
Free
And
love.
free
That's what
love.
it's
They
about.
needed
Free
it
love.
after all that hate in the 60s. And
That's
then you got
funny.
the whack ass 80s come. But
What was
then
the 80s though? What would you call the 80s?
Well, 70s was disco. You forget
Yeah.
that. Disco took over for 2 to 3 years. I mean,
yeah,
it
it
did.
did. Yeah.
It did.
80s gonna be whack, the whack ass 80s. But
Damn.
then you got the GOAT, the funky fresh 90s. Ain't nothing better than the 90s, bro.
You know what? The
Bruh,
90s, I will say this,
come
man.
on.
I blame the 90s for a lot of things. I'm a child of the 90s. I like misogyny and Newports. Like
Hey,
that
come
all
on,
came from
B.
the 90s. bro.
Come on. Hey, no, she can't be the CEO. The 90s said so. Bro,
It's
ain't
true.
nothing like the 90s, bro. I would say music-wise, I love 80s music. I joke about it. But 90s
do.
music is just, that was
Golden
my
age
high
for us.
school. Because I don't know,
Yes.
maybe it's just me. My high
Mhm.
school years were the years that, to me, shaped me more as a young man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, and that was 90s music, 90s fashion, 90s TV shows. Martin is still the greatest sitcom of all time to me.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like
No,
the
I can't
90s was just better. 90s had better black movies. If you really go look at like the black, like Boys in the Hood, Menace, Love Jones, the Best Man, like all them, Brown Sugar, Love and Basketball, Above the Rim.
you're forgetting one. I'm going to get you, sucker.
I'm gonna
What?
get you, sucker.
Ooh, good one.
Come on,
Good
man.
Yes.
Give me a
one, man.
good 80s black movie.
A
Yeah,
80s black movie?
we stilled right there. Thriller.
I'm a-
I think we got a 10-minute thriller.
I'm gonna tell you
Captain-
one. I'm gonna tell you one. It was so good, it was bad. The Last Dragon.
Yo, the
Black
Last
Leroy.
Dragon,
Yeah.
Hey, the Last Dragon in Color Purple. That's all we got in the
True.
80s,
I was
bro.
gonna say, yeah.
Color Purple was pretty good.
It's so good. It's such a great movie.
That's a damn good movie. Yeah.
But if you
My-
look at the 90s, look at all those black rom-coms, those black movies about black awareness in the hood, black comedies. You know what I'm saying? And black comics in general with Def Jam, Comic View, black music, R&B music. Even you look at black pop.
Hold on. Beverly Hills Cop. Every Eddie Murphy movie.
But is that considered a black movie?
That's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
He
but it's
was
not a black ensemble.
wait,
A black
wait.
movie. I mean,
I'm
everybody in that movie got to be
gonna
black.
say this though. It came at a time when you didn't see leading men that were black. That's why
True,
it was.
true.
That's. I mean, I can't take that away from Eddie, man.
Oh,
All
come
right,
on, the
what do you
golden
think?
child. I
Come
mean,
on, ooh, come on, man.
ooh, when he's sitting there and he goes, the guy takes his $100 bill. He goes, "That's a Franklin. That ain't happening." I mean,
Yeah, bro.
He said it helped to keep
Trading
the yang.
places.
He
Yeah,
said it
bro.
helped to keep the yang up. Ain't nothing wrong with my yang. He said you just gonna wipe that booger on your jacket, huh? You'll freeze up and cut
Funny.
somebody.
That's funny.
Yo, son, now I give Eddie some. I was thinking more of like a whole black ensemble of actors, but I get it to Eddie, man. I get it.
You got to, man.
And then anything got the 2000s, I don't even talk about.
Yeah, like
After Y2K, I don't talk about none of that stuff. I don't even.
what was a bad movie that Jada Pinkett was in with Tommy Davidson?
Woo.
that's how I felt after seeing that movie.
Oh,
Woo.
Woo! That was bad. Woo!
Oh man.
oh man,
That was bad. I don't even know how we got on this subject, bro.
Oh no, because you got mad at the 80s, man.
Oh, my
Because you got mad at the last 4 decades. That's how I
Oh
feel.
my goodness.
Here's
I hate
what
the 80s.
Here's the problem with Ken, why he hates the 80s and music and movies. When Ken was growing up, he told us, growing up where he didn't have a lot of money. So he didn't see these 80s movies at the time because we appreciated these movies because of the time we were living in when we first saw them. So when we make Ken go back and watch them now, he's looking at these through a 2020 lens. He's not looking at it like it was the 80s when you first appreciated it. So when he sees these horrible movies, like, man, this is just terrible, man. I hate this. But of course, you'll hate them now if it's the first time you've seen them, Ken. But if you're looking at it through the eyes of an 11-year-old kid, Big Trouble in Little China is an amazing movie to you, man.
Ooh, that was good.
Yes, that was a great one. I keep telling you, that's my favorite.
Now,
80s movie.
here's where it goes down when you really think about it. I'm gonna say it, and as a geek, people gonna be pissed off at me, but I don't care. Star Wars. If you try to watch that movie now, the first one, it's horrible.
Oh,
I don't make it 20 minutes into it. I'm like, oh God, I am bored to death. Could they just get in the air or something? Fly, shoot something, die. Oh.
Hey, and I'm going to agree with you because I just recently watched them a couple of years ago, and I was just like, I like you said, maybe I had to see it as a kid, but I felt the same way. I liked the first Back to the Future, but the other two, I was just like it just didn't. They don't do anything.
Nothing. You can't even compare it to like Blade Runner. I can watch Blade Runner again and go, that's a great movie. Even though the effects, obviously are not up to par. You're going, that's a good movie.
It's well written.
Yeah,
Good
Star
dialogue.
Wars was just long.
So let me ask you, Ken, a couple 80s movies. I want to know if you've ever saw these movies before. Have you seen The Goonies?
Yeah, I've seen The Goonies.
Goonies is an amazing movie.
Right, Goonies.
Great movie. Yeah, great movie.
The Baby Ruth.
Have you seen Red Dawn?
No, I have not seen Red Dawn.
That's the kids take over the high school where the Russians are coming in trying to kill.
See, that's the thing. I know the movies. I just
but you
haven't
never seen
them. I know the movie, just haven't seen them. Like from beginning.
Well, that's because you
to
had
end.
to see it. You had to. Maybe I'm a little older, but that was a movie. Okay, what's a hot movie right now? You got to go see it. You got to go see it. There's no waiting for And I'm going to say it. You could get the VHS tape. But
that's the thing. We got 30 seconds. But that's what's crazy about that, Jeff. A movie will come in the theaters in July, and you wouldn't get the VHS until maybe next March or April. A movie comes to the theater now, it's streaming in like 2 months.
Yep, 90 days is the
streaming
longest.
in like 2 months. Yeah, it's crazy because I just saw that Argyle is an Apple Plus movie, and it should be streaming in the next 3 months.
Wow.
Man,
that's crazy, bro. That is crazy. But we got to take a commercial break, man. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some military stuff. Because, Jeff, I need your opinion on this because I saw this story today and I couldn't stop laughing. So we'll be right back. Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1. Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Guys, do us a favor. Go out to Instagram, follow, Facebook, follow, and X is what it's called now. X. Go out to X and follow. Also, go over to YouTube. Check us out. I have uploaded all of our shows, so we are recent now. And if you want to hear us in podcast format, go to iHeart and search Real Laughs, man. I'm Ken Miller, like I said, in the big chair. I got to give a shout out to a young man that came to the show this past Saturday. He listens to the show. I told him to tell me his name before he left. and he bought a shirt and then just walked out. So, buddy, you know who you are, man. Thank you so much for listening. Join the virtual studio with James Sean and Jeff Kaufman from the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn. Jeff, I got a story for you, and James, you can chime in too.
Okay.
I saw this story today, Jeff, and I was like, this would be a good one for me and you to talk about. I knew Miguel wasn't going to be here. Guys, if you don't know, Miguel is in Africa right now training the Dinobots for the next Transformers movie.
True. True.
So
you know he's in a seat, though. He ain't walking.
Yeah.
He's out there asking somebody for their lemonade.
Hey,
Give me lemonade.
Hey, kid, out there. Autobots, sit down.
Yeah. Optimus, you're not saying it right, man. Optimus, like, I've been saying it like this for years. Now they don't talk like that no more. Optimus,
no,
that's that whack ass 80s you talking like.
Yeah,
you gotta step into the 2024s, bro. Yo, no cap. You gotta say no cap, Optimus.
Autobots, no cap.
I saw this story today, Jeff, that apparently recruitment in the military is down, especially in the Navy.
Yeah.
They were down 41,000. I think they're called sailors last year. So the Navy has decided that you no longer need a high school diploma or a GED to get into the military. You will take a test, and out of a 99, you have to score 50 out of the 99 questions that they give on this test. Jeff, 50%? Do you think you have to get 50 of the 99 right? So pretty much 50%, yeah. So Jeff, do you think that's a good idea for them to let people in the military that do not have a high school diploma?
Why not? I did. When I was 17 years old, I joined the Army when I was 17. And 3 weeks in, they had me take a GED, but I didn't need a diploma. And I think when you need bodies, you take what you can get. We used to let people in to avoid jail sentences, things like that. If our military is down, we got to replenish, and go after the people who aren't lazy. I mean, the problem is if you are a smart kid with a high school diploma, you ain't left the TV. You've been playing games on your phone for 4 years. You haven't walked outside. So I think you're going to want people who are a little more street smart in our military now than the guys who need to be coddled. So yeah, I don't care if he's got a high school.
Good point, actually.
Yeah. And I was with you. I was in agreement as well. Because when I went in the military, most of my friends that were in the military, they were in it to get away. Like we're not like our grandparents where it was an honor for them. It was, I'm doing this for my country.
Yeah.
It was like, how do I get out of Greensboro, North Carolina the fastest way I can?
And be able to afford food.
Yeah, and to be able to afford food, have somewhere to stay, get an education, and some people get to travel the world. Yeah. Like, why wouldn't I do that?
I want to chime in real quick, Ken. I think I can speak for your experience when you said I wanted to get out. And you can do that in the military and earn a decent living. You can get a career in the military, provide for your family, and get to do incredible things. Like, Ken, you got to work at the White House. Like, dude, but that is an amazing thing.
But I will say this.
That's not normal.
Yeah, that's not normal.
That's not normal.
It's not normal.
True.
It's not. Of the millions and millions of soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines that come through, when I was in the military, I had to look at my certificate. I think I was number 17,148.
Wow. Yeah. You know what my white privilege bought me?
Yeah.
It bought me jungles and desert. That's what I didn't get the White House.
There you go.
So, but at the same time, too, I feel like these kids that are coming up, I don't know if the military is truthful. Like, because for me, they're liars. The recruiters are liars, bro.
Tell me about that. What you mean?
Dude,
you don't have to cut your hair.
No,
just a little trim off the ears.
Oh, when you get in, you go. So you'll pick a job. Oh, when you get in, man, you can change that. Yeah. As soon as you get the basic.
Where do you want to go? Hawaii? I got you.
We'll send you to Hawaii. Yeah, put that on your list of places you want to go. I ain't got to sniff Hawaii.
Wow, bro,
I asked for Fort Lee, Virginia, so I could be close to North Carolina, Greensboro. They sent me to Fort Huachuca, Arizona.
Wow. That's opposite.
They sent me to Egypt, okay?
They sent Jeff to the promised land.
Once I got done training, 1 month later, they're going, oh yeah, you're going to be in the Middle East for 6 months.
Yeah.
Your people walked through the desert for 100 years.
You know what Jews took to get out of that desert, and they put one right back in.
Got it.
Hey, they sent Jeff to the Old Testament. They done sent my dude to Deuteronomy, bro.
Geometry.
Yo, they done sent that dude to Exodus.
Hey, take this water and turn it into wine. While you
And I saw the pyramids. I didn't want to push one of those things. I looked over. Yeah, no fun, man. Yeah, I didn't get the White House. Yeah, I love James.
That,
you gotta go to the White House
like that. For a lot of people, they do. They go in the war. They go into a base, a crappy base. A lot of, but the recruiters, and if there's a recruiter listening or a former recruiter, you know you lied.
You know you did it.
You know you lied.
Did it.
You lied.
But then again, I gotta see Panama, Honduras, Egypt, Israel, Saudi Arabia. Wow. I mean, there was a lot of things, and those memories still haunt me. So I know how important it was. And it gives you perspective, because in your later life, you know, when your ass is getting handed to you and you're able to keep moving. And a lot of people, you don't have it. People quit. They love to quit. Quit is easy, you know, but when you survive the military, you don't really know how to do that. You're like, oh, no, I can do this. I got this.
Yeah, no matter how bad it is. I got to go to Moscow, the Czech Republic, Bali, Guam, Thailand, Mexico 100 times, Africa, the Dominican Republic, El Salvador. You know what I mean? Like
Compton. Okay.
Yeah,
that's funny. If there was a military base in Compton,
shoot, Inglewood always up to no good.
No good. Bro, if you go to Thailand, by the way, please see her baby picture first. That's all I'm gonna say. Leave that alone.
Dog,
look at the baby picture.
Let me tell you something, man. We in the club, bro, and we went to one of them. They call them donkey shows. Where the girls do, and dude, this lady smoked a cigarette with her stuff, and
wow,
this I'm not gonna say this young kid from North Carolina lit the cigarette, but because his wife might be listening, and this young kid from North Carolina I know lit the cigarette, and then this one lady pulled razor blades out of the what, and then cut cardboard. It was. I'm 19 years old.
This is like a horror movie. This is like something like, you know, Eli Roth will write this stuff. What are we talking about?
19 years old. I'm hanging out with my sergeants. Bro, they taking me places. I'm like, should I even be?
No.
Should we even be here?
Nope.
But they man, let's go in here.
No.
Ooh, GI.
See,
come in here.
That people who don't know about the military, they don't realize we are tortured for like 8 months at a time, and they go, okay, you get 3 days off.
Yeah.
And,
that's why y'all do weird stuff, because you only got 3 days.
That's
off.
where the word buck wild came from. That's you know, you get crazy. You just run around and you spend whatever money you have. You know, it's
hey, bro,
like, and they know us. They know us when we come around the corner. We all got the same haircut, same mustache. They all dressed the same. My sergeant got a polo tucked into some jeans, bro.
Ken, you went to the worst petting zoo in the world. Like,
man,
that is.
It's a memory.
I told you my wife was listening. Look at it. She gonna come here with a son. Let me show them. It's like, look, this is what she gonna put.
She got a bag of flour on her. What?
You nasty. And can I get $100 till Wednesday? Hey, I was 19. My sergeants made me go. I did not want to go. Yeah, I'm on the next break. Okay, I need you to shut the door, baby.
You better tell her I had nothing to do with that. That's all.
Jeff Kaufman said he had nothing to do with it. He wasn't in the military then.
Kid, that's gonna be a great clip. She really said, "You nasty. Hey, can I hold $200 till Tuesday?"
See, that's the cost of admission.
That's it.
That's the way that works. You know, they let you know this is what it's going to cost you to get out of this trouble right now.
Okay, that's the facts. Yeah, but most kids don't get to go places. Like I know some cats that did Fort Huachuca, then they left Fort Huachuca with the Fort Gordon, Georgia, and then they got out the military. So a lot of cats don't get to go overseas. They don't get to experience a lot of stuff. But back to the question at hand. But I'm cool with them not having to have a diploma or whatever to go to the military. Like I got no problem with that.
It's freedom for a lot of these kids.
What do you think they have to know? I mean, this is how you could. I want you to know something. I never needed a high school diploma to learn how to clean a toilet.
Yeah, because that first couple of weeks you in basic, like you doing all the
cleaning and running
and rucksacking and then when you get to your duty stage, your training station, then they're going to teach you your job, which you're there from between 8 weeks up to a year, depending on what job you got. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know why this even was new. Maybe it was newsworthy because they wanted the world to know we need some soldiers,
bro.
And also, if you go into the infantry, there's not a lot of training. They go, here's the gun, here's how you fight, and you run when we tell you to run.
There you go.
There wasn't too much education in that.
Yeah, but at the same time, too, do kids even want to go to the military anymore?
No. They don't want to be responsible. They've been taught, and here's where it's all off the rails, and people can go, "Oh, tell me, boomer." I said, here's the way this works out. If you teach people, you show people this guy didn't do too much, and he's worth $1 billion. You think nobody earned it. When they think of Musk, they think of Musk. Oh, he's just a genius. They don't realize this guy works 18-hour days. They just think he just made a lot of money and he got stock options, and people want a lot for less, and that's just the way that works out, man.
Yeah. I haven't heard a kid say, "Man, I'm going to be a soldier. I want to be a soldier." Like they just don't do that anymore.
Nope.
Like no. I even told my daughter, I was like, "Okay, if you're not going to do anything after high school, go to the Air Force." Nah, nope. I was like, well, you gonna go to school? Yeah, I might go to college. I said, trust me, that. Like your brother who jumping from job. My son took a picture with all his W-2s. He got like 12 of them. And I said, this is what you want?
If he took 12 pictures with a W-2, he got a W-24.
Bro.
Okay, baby.
So I told my kid, I said, go to the Air. I said, the Air Force is the easiest of them all.
True.
It's the easiest of them all.
Best food, best food,
location, best bases, best location. Yeah. I said, and that's not me, crapping on the Air Force. No. It's just they'll tell you this is the easiest, is the best. We call it the chair force.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
if I had a choice, I would have gone there. That's exactly what I would have done. Because who chooses hard? Hey, you know what? I'd like to be as miserable as possible. I want to sleep outside for 1/3 of my whole military career.
Yeah.
No, I was a professional camper. People ask me now, "Hey, you want to go camping?" No.
I did that.
I have no desire to be outside.
I did.
I'm with
you.
Dude,
beat outside out of me.
That was the thing when I got out the military. I said, I ain't exercising no more. I didn't exercise every day.
For like how many years? Yeah, man.
For 9 years every day. I was like, man, I ain't exercising no more.
Yeah, you were doing 75 hard before. It was 75 hard.
Bro, I was doing 9 years hard, bro.
Yeah.
For real, bro. 9 years every day exercising. And when I got out, I'm like, man, I ain't doing that. Now I'm like, man, I need to go to the gym. I need to start going to the gym, which is crazy because I got a whole gym in my job now.
So you got like scarecrow bows. You don't have to worry about getting big.
I know, dude.
Like James and I, we're hefty. We're chunky.
We are.
Yeah. We don't exercise. We don't get tired. We get like big. You just get slower.
Hey, Jeff Kaufman, 15 seconds away from A1C, bro.
Yep. Hey, Kool-Aid. I know what's happening.
But that being said, man, we gotta take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1. We are back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the Big Chair tonight. Make sure you guys go out to all the social medias and please follow us. We truly appreciate that, man. And also come check us out, man. We love seeing y'all at comedy shows. Speaking of comedy show, James, tell them what we got on February the 8th.
February the 8th, it is going down. We got a show all for the money. Not only is it going to be a live stand-up comedy show with me, Miguel Colon Jr., Ken Miller, and Mr. Jeffrey Coffin, but it's an interactive going back and forth where the audience themselves can actually be a part of the show and win money. Hence the name, All for the Money. You guys got to go get your tickets right now. Go to whenyouneedus.com/events. Get your tickets. Come out. Have a great time. There's only a few left. We will tell you right now, we're going to have to turn people away. The price is absolutely free, or as my man Ken Miller likes to say, complimentary. So get your tickets right now. Go to whenyouneedus.com/events.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good time, man. The Grammys was Sunday, and as you guys know, we record on Sunday night, and I just happened to pop on Facebook and saw this, because they give like the rap stuff early to get the rappers out the way. But shout out to Killer Mike. Killer Mike won Best Rap Album, Best Rap Song with Andre 3000, and Best Rap Performance. That dude took 3 Grammys home.
And that's his first time winning, correct?
and which is crazy for your first time winning. You take 3.
3. And I don't know if you heard his album, Ken. It is pure fire.
I have not.
Pure,
I
pure
need
fire.
to get better at it. I don't
But
listen
Taylor
to a
Swift
lot
got
of,
best rap video, so that's okay.
man, I don't listen to a lot of new stuff.
Okay, I understand exactly what you're saying, because neither do I, because I don't listen to the radio for new stuff.
Yeah.
But there's certain outlets I listen to where I find all the music that's kind of a throwback to the music we grew up on. Killer Mike is definitely that kind of music, Ken. It's 90s. It's that kind of flow, that kind of lyrical prowess, if you will, with really good beats. So I'll be hooking you up. I'll be telling you some good people to listen to, Ken.
Yeah, please do.
That'll give you that 90s vibe.
If on the way, Jeff, I know something new is if I hear the song on the TikTok reel.
I Shazam it.
Yep.
I Shazam if I hear it. If I'm at a movie, and my son Jacob, that's the way he gets his music. He'll go Shazam, and I'll go, man, this kid's got good taste. And my playlist is all of his Shazams that he tells me to do. And you never thought that an autistic kid would have this range of music that goes from like 60s to like now, and they're perfect. I'm like,
I love that.
Man, let me find out your son Rick Rubin, and you don't even know.
Yeah,
let me find out he out here gonna be producing music here soon.
He's in the background of the Taylor Swift video I was talking about.
That's funny. Taylor Swift won best rap video. That's hilarious, man. But shout out to Killer Mike, man. He's been in this game for a long time. So hey, man, proud of you, sir. South got something to say.
I've got something to say, but I don't listen to a lot. And I listen. Okay, so in the morning I do listen to the radio driving into work, and that's usually because I'm listening to Ricky Smiley, or I flip over and listen to the Monsters. But Ricky plays music, but it's a R&B, hip hop, old school, new school station. So you're gonna hear the same stuff I already listened to, and every now and then you'll hear a new song. I'm like, oh, okay, that's all right. But other than that, dude, I got Sirius XM, and I listen to the Fly, which is 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Yeah. And then I listen to Rock the Bells, which is hip hop, 80s, 90s hip hop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't honestly listen to anything new. So when somebody's like, so-and-so got an album out, I'm like, for real?
Who? Really? Yeah.
I just don't listen to nothing new. Jeff, you listen to new music?
I listen to I get them for movies. Or if I hear them, I'll be walking around, I'll get something. And like I said, I'll Shazam it. I'll use the app. But, it's weird now with everything that's been going on in the last 6 months about the rumors about them going, this is all about, they're grooming these artists to have gay romances and everything else like that. I wonder when that's going to explode. Or you think there's enough money that it'll just keep it buried forever?
I don't know.
I mean, you have some high-end guys going, it's going on.
Cat alluded to that in entertainment period.
It's not only Cat. There's a lot of guys out there who go, this is real.
It's what's going on. Yeah, people are doing. But Ken just mentioned something that gave me it's a great topic you just backed into on accident. And I think Jeff, you said something about it as well. You said you get your music nowadays from movies. There was a time when you had a movie that would do okay, but the soundtrack was fire. Oh my God.
Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard. I mean,
The Bodyguard, bro, that was a classic.
The Bodyguard is like one of the number one selling albums
in the world.
In the world, bro. Like
Titanic.
Dude.
Celine.
Let me tell you how, man, I got Boomerang. I got Menace. Yes. I got Friday.
Above the Rim.
I think the greatest soundtrack of all time, which may not consider a soundtrack, is Purple Rain.
That is a soundtrack. They made that for
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Purple Rain has to be the greatest soundtrack of all time.
And it's the B songs that work. The ones that weren't that popular that were good. You know? I mean, think of all the wild music just crazy stuff that weren't it wasn't Dove's Cry, it wasn't, Purple Rain, it was like, Little Nicky, stuff like that.
Little Nicky. Woo.
I would die for you as my jam, bro.
And then Lisa, and who was that? Apollonia 6, or was she 5? I don't know, 5 or 6. I don't got the number down.
Bro, you're right, James. The soundtrack. The soundtrack. People look forward to the soundtrack, and for y'all, you youngsters listening, back when we would go buy these things called CDs, and I would go get the CD for the movie.
That's right,
dude.
Jason's lyric,
bro. I got
Life.
Life, man. Any
Man,
black movie in the 90s, I've got the
had a great
soundtrack for.
soundtrack.
I
Yeah,
got the soundtrack for. And you had the soundtrack, dog. My
Poetic
second
Justice.
favorite, Waited to Exhale.
Ooh, right.
Dude,
I forgot.
Babyface wrote that whole. How you write a
Yes,
whole album for women, bro?
because he babyface. He that
Babyface
smooth.
wrote that whole album, dude.
Tony Braxton on that, right?
Tony Braxton,
Yeah,
Whitney Houston, Patti LaBelle,
amazing.
Brandy,
Yeah,
Aretha Franklin.
bro.
Beverly Hills
soundtrack.
Cop also had a good soundtrack.
That's a good
He
soundtrack.
did. It. Damn, you right. Oh,
That's the boys
we-
are back. No, that's 48 hours. The
That's
boys
48
are
hours. The
back in
boys are back in
town.
town. That was a huge hit for that movie,
Yeah.
though. I'm trying to think. Do they make? There's a couple of movies not this year, but a couple years that they've made not too far back where it's been a great soundtrack. And the one I can think of is a black movie. It's Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther.
Black Panther had Rihanna. It had what's my dude's name? West Coast rapper.
The Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
So
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar was the first Black Panther, and Rihanna was the second one.
Second
was
one,
Black
yeah,
Panther
man.
too. Yeah, but
great
that's the thing.
soundtracks.
That's the thing, though. I just know those songs. I don't. Those individual songs. I don't even know any of
The whole thing
Because back in the 90s, in the 80s, they would release 3 or 4 songs off of the
from that
soundtrack.
album.
Yep.
You're right about that. And they go number one.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so-
what we used to
R&B.
listen to radio for our music.
Yeah.
Remember, we
That's
used to
true.
tape off the radio to get a
Ooh.
music, to get a song.
People don't know
That's
nothing
when
about that. They're like, tape.
Man.
What do you mean tape?
What's a tape?
you'd have to listen to the song and nail it perfectly when they
Man,
started.
sitting
That's
there at
right.
the Quiet Storm and it was 2 but you had to hit record and
Yep,
play.
and play. Yep.
And
Put
if you
the
had
little tape over the tape.
you had to have a tape on the top because you had to have them little 2 things, bro. And if it
Yeah.
didn't, you had to put tape to back. Yeah, man.
Bro.
And they had compilation movies where they take a bunch of great songs and just put it on. And we haven't seen the last time I think I saw that was the first Guardians of the Galaxy when they took
Yes.
about
Oh,
7
yeah.
songs and they go, oh, and well, I love this music. Well, they were all big songs, and that's what they used to do.
I will
sometimes.
give them credit for that. Someone paid attention during Guardians of the Galaxy and said the music's going to be a character in the actual movie. And that was a great soundtrack. You're absolutely right about that. I took my mother-in-law, who's a fan of 70s music, to see that movie. And she sang from the beginning of the movie to the end. That first scene with Star-Lord. Hey, what's the matter with your head now? Bro, she was like, this music is good. She was like, bopping, like, what is this? So I got to give Guardians of the Galaxy credit, man. They knew what they were doing.
And the song, the head song from the soundtrack in the 90s described the whole movie.
Yes.
If you think about it, man, New Jack Hustle was the
Yes.
whole thing. Menace to
Yes.
Society, Straight Up Menace. That was the movie from beginning to the end.
The movie Colors.
Bro,
Bro.
Top Gun,
I-
Danger Zone.
Yes.
That was that from the beginning. That described the whole movie. That the
Movie.
theme song, and it just dawned on me. The last soundtrack that I bought was or listened to was the Straight Outta Compton movie.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the last soundtrack because it had
You're right.
Nipsey on there,
Yep.
The Game, and Dre.
Yeah.
That was the last time I
Damn.
actually listened to a movie soundtrack.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, but that's all I had to say about that, man. That was it. I was happy for Killer Mike, and I just want to talk about that. And then we went on our wild tangent, as we always do.
But I want to bring something up to y'all kind of crazy, man. Like I'm I'm gonna tell you this so I can ask y'all a question later. Now, I've done some crazy shows before. Like I really have. I've done some wild audiences before where weird things were just happening. But I've told this story before, but Jeff, I don't know if you ever heard it. Jeff, I once did a show on accident in Inglewood, Florida for the Proud Boys. It was on accident though.
This is a first for me.
Bro, let me tell you what happened.
Is that what you do to like not get killed?
No.
Did you tap dance too? What were you?
Bro, I didn't know who it was like 5
I sold
years
out
ago.
completely to save
No.
my ass.
I was doing a show at the Inglewood Event Center, and I was doing it with Miguel Colon Jr. There were these guys there dressed in the same t-shirts wearing black and yellow, and we thought that was weird. They all had hats on, and we did the show. We had a great show. Everybody was happy. They were coming up buying merch. They were like, hey, man, we love you guys. And we just thought, oh, there's some very fun-loving guys that love us. They're like, hey, man, we're the Proud Boys. We're like, oh, that's what you guys call your group? Yeah. So we thought it was just like a drinking group. They're like, all we like to do is get together, have fun, and drink. I'm like, oh, okay. And they just kept telling us that their group is all about peace. We're not about hate. And we're like, oh,
it's like wild
okay.
hogs. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we didn't know why they kept telling us that their group was so good and tried to convince us their group was good. We're like, all right, we believe you. We got it.
You bought our stuff. We think you're good.
And it didn't hit me until 2 years ago. And I called up Miguel one day. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm watching the news. I see these guys on TV. They're getting arrested and they're wearing black and yellow. I'm like, wait a minute. Where did I see that before? And then they say, yeah, the Proud Boys. I'm like, wait a minute. And I started watching the news more and I started finding out who the Proud Boys were. And I called up Miguel. I'm like, Miguel, bro, did we do a show for the Proud Boys on accident about 5 years ago? And he goes, yeah, we sure did. Bro, I did a show.
Miguel knew exactly who was in the audience.
He said, yep,
funny,
we
bro.
sure did. Bro. So that's some of the things that I've done that I didn't plan on doing. But let me tell you, I tell you that story to tell you this one. I got approached by a local comic. He's a fan of ours. We worked with him before. I won't say his name, but he's booking this show in Kissimmee. Now, the show is for a resort. I'll say that. So he calls me up. He's like, James, man, I'm going to offer you this much money. And it was pretty good money. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's great. I said, where is it at? He told me the name. I said,
oh, I know.
I said, what name is that? That sounds different. He goes, it's a resort. I'm like, what kind of resort? So he tells me the name and I look it up and it's a swingers resort.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually sued them because this woman got a disease in the hot tub.
Oh, so, man. Oh, not in the hot tub. Oh,
I knew exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
I could smell what they was cooking. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, James, I would love to finish this story, but we got 45 seconds, bro. James, where you gonna be at this weekend?
This weekend on Thursday, of course, I'm going to be All for the Money show. Definitely come check that out. Then I'm going to be in St. Augustine at Jackie Knight's on Friday. Y'all come check that out. And Saturday, I'm at the oh my God, Spring Hill Playhouse for our man Rob G. Look at my social media. You can get tickets for all that.
Same with me. On the 8th, I'll be with James, Jeff Kaufman, and Miguel. And then Friday and Saturday, I'll be at the corner downtown Bonkers. Jeff, what you got going on this weekend?
Well, we got our show Under Oath. That's going to air on Saturday. And I don't know. I might figure out a way to head down to St. Augustine, up to St. Augustine.
Nice. Okay.
To see, hang out with boy James.
Jackie Knights, man. Love that lady, man. 20, 30 plus years in the game running the comedy club. So shout out to Jackie. But we got to get up out of here. I'm Ken Miller. That's James, John, and Jeff Kaufman from the Law Office of Kaufman and Lynn. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. James, tell them what to do.
Take your ass to bed.
Good night.